But let's not delay it all. Let's get to a bird's eye view with Mike Sheahan. And there he is, Mike Sheahan. Let's test this out now because you tanked him, man, when you logged in earlier. We're blaming you for this.
Oh.
No?
Yeah, he's
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I knew you were.
He knew he was messing with you.
I knew he was. Yeah.
Hey, there's chairs thrown around here. Microphones are broken.
So behind the scenes, man. So they're working on. They're like over there sweating, working on it, and I'm trying to like stay calm. I go to stand up, my chair breaks. All the legs fall off of it. I'm trying to put them back on. My earpiece is all clogged, and I'm just like, what's happening right now?
All of a sudden, Sheahan wins one game, and all hell breaks loose.
I know.
No, I didn't even do anything.
Like, what is happening over here right now? Of course, the pride of Kingman, Scottsdale Christian Academy's head coach, Mike Sheahan. 1-0, baby. What's up?
How are you guys doing?
Good.
We are doing good. Let's go back and look at last week. Obviously, you can't play a season opener without some sort of interruption, whether it's a day or a night or hours. I guess talk about how you, as a head coach, you're getting used to it now, handle a delay like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's weird that you say we're getting used to it because honestly, it's third year in a row.
Yeah.
And I think it's harder on other teams now. I think we're literally just used to it. And it's like I told the guys, like when we had the little break, I'm like, we've been through so much adversity. This is nothing. It's literally, I feel like we've been hit with everything. Nothing really bothers the boys anymore. They just want to play football. So the break was exhausting. Like the boys were kind of still in their pads and stuff, but Coach Wilkins from Pima, who's a great guy, was just like, hey, we want to finish this tonight. So we're like, let's do it. They didn't have school the next day.
Oh.
So on Pima, they only go 4 days a week. So it's easier to get done that night.
Okay.
So that's why.
And you don't want to drive 2.5 hours back there and have to come back Friday or Saturday or whatever.
No, that would be miserable. I couldn't imagine doing that. It's a long ways and exhausting. And honestly, it puts them at such a disadvantage and I wouldn't want to do it either.
So you have your thoughts of your team. You did the scrimmage, and I'm sure you had evaluations, things like that. And then the first real bullets start to fly. Give us the overall impression. Maybe a couple names that maybe surprised you with their performances.
I wouldn't say surprise me, but Dom Dickerson, which is number one. He's a wide receiver. I think Dale. I don't remember. Do you know Dom? Do you know Dr. Dickerson? His dad, teacher at school, but. You might not. He's a basketball kid. Now he's a football kid. Let's call him a football kid, what he is now. But he his speed is unmatched, especially at our level. He's a fast kid, number one. Kind of took the top of the defense off a little bit. He's an aggressive kid. I thought Sean played better than I thought he would play for a game 1, too. The first series, he rolled out left, set his feet, and threw a freaking bullet to Kyle Olafson, who's another kid that came out. He's 6'4", stretched out for the ball. It honestly was like, it didn't seem, I was at SCA 10 years ago. It's like stuff we couldn't have done back then. Right. We're able to do now. So I think I'm happy with where we're at, but I think we're far from where we want to be.
On that first drive, Sean, you ran the ball first, then Sean had a rollout, nobody was open, and he scrambled. Couple big blocks on that play as well, right, from your guys, which kind of set the tone early. But the thing that caught me on Olafson on that long pass was like you said, he reached out for it. A safety was right there and about to stick his helmet, and it didn't faze him at all. He still went out and got that football, for that big catch there to start the game. So I think, from my perspective, before the Lightning, the tone was set by your team on that first drive with those big hits, blocking hits, and then the way that balls were caught, etc. Against Pima. I was watching both sidelines, and it just felt like in that moment, like, all right, you guys are here to play.
Mm-hmm. I felt it. I did feel like this is the most prepared team, in regards to them, like just being hyped for this game. Not necessarily prepared, like because you never know where you're at. But I've never seen a group of kids be so excited to play a football game. It was crazy. It wasn't like, you got this era of young men that are like trying to be too cool all the time and trying to like look cool and do all these things. there was not much of that. There's some humbleness and there's some arrogance on this team, which you need a little bit of both, right? But the excitement as a whole was huge for this group, and I feel like they were just ready to play some football. Did that answer your question, or did I just go left field again?
Oh, well,
yeah.
So I was down on the field there because I was like IT for some reason. I don't know why. It was pretty funny. People just start handing me iPads and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, fix this," and I'm like, "All right, whatever." It was pretty funny. Yeah. So I'm down there, and I was planning on going up. But I overheard a couple people, on the sideline there, make the comments of, did you see that hit, like parent-wise, stuff like that. So even the parents are expecting a different level step up here from you guys going into this. I heard one player right before the lightning came, which I'll be honest with you, it struck me as like, like this might be a deal. I'm not going to call him out here, but he goes, "They don't want to play with us," and he starts yelling it. Yeah. And I'm like, man, we're 5 minutes into this game, like that's. But that's kind of where it's not an arrogance, but it's, the mentality of going out there and playing at this level and being ready for a type of a situation like you just talked about.
Yeah, I think you're right. So I didn't answer that question. That's what I missed on that last one. I think our physicality was there on that second play of the game. Caleb Murphy and Everett Salazar absolutely tattooed kids, and they were laying on their back, and they were clean hits. They were clean hits, but we talk about like we're gonna be one of those old school type teams, and Dale kind of knows from back in the day, if you're standing around a pile, we're going to hit you. Now, we are going to be that team that you honestly, like, if we don't beat you, you'll definitely feel us, right? It's one of those things. So I think we're wanting to try to bring a little bit of more physicality to this small little, Christian school in the middle of Scottsdale, which doesn't get much tab for toughness. We're trying to create a little bit different mentality for sure.
So you're not much on superstition. We talked last week on Wednesday that SCA's lost to Pima the last 2 regular seasons and then one in the state championship, and you just said the heck with that stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, that sounds like so. It's honestly it's weird because Coach Clark, who's our defensive coordinator, is like, man, maybe we should lose this game. It's like when we lose this game, it's one of those things. I'm actually not for superstition, and I'm really for superstition. So it's like, you know what though? But we've also won the state championship the last 2 years where there was a lightning delay, right? So it's like there's all these different things I do have to have. I'm only gonna pick and choose the stuff I want. So I guess I'm only superstitious if it works in my favor. So we gotta do the same sandwiches every day, do the same kind of stuff. But if we beat Pima during the regular season, like I'm not counting that as a superstition. That's just I'm gonna create my own superstition, just the ones I want. That's it.
Tell me this, because I heard a little bit about it, obviously from Steve and reading about it. Did Pima lose their starting quarterback recently?
They did. They did.
And do you
Grimes?
How much do you think that affected them?
I definitely think it affected their offense. I do. With all due respect, I think we're playing at a different level right now. So I feel like with him, I think the game's a little bit different. I do wholeheartedly feel like he's a good quarterback. He can evade. He's good in the pocket. He's good at getting the ball downfield. He's one of those things. I think they might have had a couple different pass opportunities than they had this week. I think the young man that stepped in was pretty good. But I think as long as we play at a different level, we only worry about ourselves, right? So who we play is who we play. But I think our offense, right? I think our offense scored the first 4 times they had the ball, right? So it's kind of no matter what you do against that. I think we have a pretty formidable defense, and it's getting better. Having that kid out was detrimental to them for sure. But you play who you play, right? And it's a team game, so. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's one of those things. And it's hard. It's hard to have an opinion on that.
And you guys came out fairly healthy, I take it?
We did. We got a little dinged up, right? So we got dinged up on stupid stuff, almost sometimes hitting ourselves harder than we were hitting them. So and then on kickoff and stuff like that. But for the most part, pretty healthy through there. A little bumps and bruises because they're tough. They cut a lot. Defensive line, was taking some hits, getting some low blocks. So they got to get used to that a little bit, but overall, pretty dang good.
Did somebody hurt their ankle walking out to the field?
Yes. So
see, I wasn't gonna call him out. I just wanted to see your reaction.
It's okay. It wasn't necessarily walking out to the field. It wasn't. It's like when we were going out, I think it was when we were going out in the run out tunnel,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
so everybody's out there hyping up, they're jumping around. And then as soon as they break through the banner thing, then they like jump and get excited. And he kind of did that thing where if you shoot a basketball and the guy's playing defense, he's underneath you and you hit somebody else's ankle and you roll yours.
Yeah.
He jumped, landed on another kid's ankle, rolled his, and unfortunately, like he played a little bit at the beginning, but as soon as we had that break, it started to swell and the adrenaline, like he couldn't keep playing through it. So he was out for the second part of the game. And I really want to see him play. And I'll just say who it was. Like he was our backup running back, Nathaniel Elrod, like a sophomore kid. He's a great kid. Listen, and he'll smile if he sees it, right? So we gave him some grief about it, but the only thing I'm really bummed about is I really want to see him carry the ball because I think he's going to be a good number 2 behind Everett, and I want to give him some varsity reps if he didn't get those. So we'll have to see how he feels by Friday.
So that is one kid I wanted to ask you about. Obviously, high hopes. Super excited for his senior season. You talk about Everett Salazar. Missed a lot of last year and all that. How was his debut? Did he come out healthy, and was he as good as we hoped he would be?
His debut was like, I think he had like 11 carries, 60 yards, I think 5.5 per carry or something, and 3 touchdowns.
56 rushing,
right? So,
56 rushing yards.
Yeah, so he just literally on the goal line there, he was not being stopped. I don't think, like, if he got a chance within the 1 or within, it was like 2 to 3 yards. There's a kid that he didn't have a big fondness for that was playing linebacker, and he met that kid in the end zone both times. One time popped his helmet off, another time just ran him straight over and bent him backwards. So I think Everett is a very physical kid. I don't think he's playing with any fear, and I think that should put a little bit of fear in some other teams because that kid's nasty.
Well, he's got speed. That's what I noticed was he looks like he's jogging and he's pulling away from people, and then he's got that multiple gears. So there was one running play, or it might have been he got the interception that was called back, I think, right? But he was like running. And then he just stops, and everybody runs by him, and then he starts running again. Mm-hmm. He's got the gears as well. That's what was most impressive about it. Watching him just run out, it was effortless. Just all right, I'm gonna go do it. But then when it came time to hit somebody, it was all right, let's go. It wasn't shying away.
That's the part he loves. I got to tell him not to find contact. I'm like, dude, we need you for the full season. Like, can you just run through a gigantic hole and get to the end zone instead of trying to find contact? Which is great. It's cool. It's all those good things. But let's take a couple less hits because he's starting at will linebacker for us too.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into this week, I've got to address the elephant in the room. Are you not going to shave whatever that is on your top lip until you lose the game?
It's not even that.
Come on, nobody's told you that looks good.
Holly did, my wife, and that's the only one that matters.
I said
I don't even know if she said it looks good. She just said it looks like a coach. So maybe I'm taking that as it looks good. But I get so much grief over it. Yeah. I actually enjoy it. It's a what is it? It's a talking piece, right? It's a good talking piece. It's an icebreaker.
Before kickoff, I looked at your dad because we were standing next to each other. I looked at your dad and I said, if he loses this game, that thing's got to come off. And your dad goes, well, mine's not. Mine's 47. I go, no, yours stays. The new one has to go away if something bad happens.
My dad's had it forever. He shaved it like twice, and he looks like Papa Smurf without it. So it's like he's not the most attractive man without it. I love you, Dad. I know you're probably listening, but like he looks like Papa Smurf without it. Dude. So he's like one of the best listeners. I think he's an all day, every day guy.
Yeah, so that's what we found out last week. It was funny talking to him, and your mom is kind of funny because we'll call him out. We'll give him a shout out. But Autumn comes up to me and Autumn goes, I think they listen all the time. Like, cause your mom kept like bringing stuff up, cause which is great. Don't get me wrong, but it was just kind of funny where she was bringing stuff up that I was like, wait, what? And then my senior taco story seems
like the most random stuff, right? Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wait, what do you mean? Does that have to be explained to me? But my senior taco story apparently lives up there. Jeez.
Oh, there
that lady called me out.
I think we had a senior taco in Kingman. That's why. That's probably like it rang a little bell for him, right?
There's a guy I do want to bring up here as well that we haven't brought up yet, and of course, and of course I just forgot his name. Martin Perez there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Leader of this team, didn't play in the scrimmage at all, but was out there last week. I had him down for 11 tackles. It was hard to chart this game with the weather going on and the sprinkles. Couldn't break out my paper to do so. But I had him down for like 11, but Max Preps has him at 12. Talk a little bit about him, senior, going into this season.
Yeah. Senior Martin Perez, man, he's such a, I'll tell you what, probably the best thing about him is his communication, right? Especially being a middle linebacker. His communication is huge, and he kind of like echoes everything, gets the calls in, gets it going, and he's got a motor on him. He was out for the scrimmage. He was a little banged up. We kind of held him back. He probably maybe could have played in it, but we wanted to get him healthy into game one. He's healthy into game one. He kind of got through that pretty well, but he's got a motor on him. I think he's got a little bit of mouth on him too. But you know what I mean? It's one of those things that he loves to play football. He's a great leader, and the boys look up to him a little bit. You know, having him and Everett in the middle is a great linebacking core. I don't care what level you're at. They're good kids. They care, and they're great leaders.
All right, well, let's look at that. Leave that in the rearview mirror. You go from Pima to Tonopah Valley this week. Obviously, both of them in the Final Four last year.
Yep.
I don't know much about Tonopah. I know they've got a dude that's a D1 kid. Just talk a little overall view of Tonopah right now.
I think they've got a lot of athletes over there, right? So I think they're one of the biggest enrollment schools in 2A. And there's a lot of athletes. They've got some dudes out there, and it's one of those places where like you're just going to Tonopah. If you're at that, I think it's Palo Verde power plant out there somewhere. Yeah. Like they got those people that kind of live out there. There's another corrections facility that I think people live in Tonopah. So it's a good area with a lot of athletes. They got some big kids. You know, they've got that Weber kid who number 0. I can't even remember his stats. He's like 6'4", 230, good athlete. Yeah, he's committed to Boise State. Plays defensive end and wide receiver for him. It's hard to match up against. They got another number 2. I kind of usually go by numbers, but I can't remember his name offhand. But he's another big kid. Their running back's a stud. They got big running back.
Caden Sabatina. He's a junior down there.
Number 2, yeah. And then they've also their defensive line. They kind of got or their defense in general. Coach Kemmer does a great job over there. They run a little bear front, so they've got a little 85 Bears, a little ode to the 85 Bears. They're going to bring pressure, get after a little bit. I think number 23 is it Sir Isaac? It's I can't remember. It's Sir something. He's nasty defensive lineman. They're going to be pretty good. You know, I think they had a rough start last week against Odyssey. I think when you have a totally new staff come in, or for the most part a decently new staff, it takes a little bit more time to get in the fold. And I think for this week they bring in a little bit more than they did last week. I do think that. We lost to them last year, right? We were up 17-0 going into the fourth quarter. We gave up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. I think Coach Clark took that a little personally. And I think we got our goal is to make up for a loss last year. And I think there was a decent amount of talk after the game from that side. And I think we want to kind of right some wrongs.
Ignore that name I said there. Actually, at Tonopah Valley didn't update Max Preps at all. Okay. So I gave you the Odyssey player's name. So shout out to Odyssey for having a good game. Yeah, 25-0 victory there over Tonopah Valley.
Hold on, you go 85 Bears and you turn into Buddy Ryan. I mean, you're just a number guy now. 23-0.
I know. So I just like they got there's you get so many kids and you forget their names and all that stuff. But man, some of these kids are athletes. But yeah, I think the defense is going to be pretty formidable to go against this week for sure.
And it's an hour drive to get out there. You know, it's not a short trek at all. It's 379th Avenue and Indian School, roughly. The facilities look amazing. I was looking at the overhead of it last night.
They got a new field. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Baseball fields look amazing. So, so it's a long drive out there. First road game. I always worry about first road games, especially the younger you get, because, right, you get on the bus, a little bit more excitement getting out there. You finally get there, you get out, things are different locker room, etc. On that stuff. So what's your mindset going into this week with the travel?
I mean, you're right. It's like, and we don't travel a lot, right? Kind of being in the Valley, like you don't get a lot of big travel games out. We only had like Pima last year, and we don't go to Tucson much or anything like that. So travel is not something we're necessarily used to. So hours not too bad. I feel like that's kind of like going to a 7-on-7 type tournament sometimes, but just kind of keeping the guys, worried about ourselves, staying humble, make sure that we don't overlook anybody, make sure that we're doing what we do, and kind of just go do the same thing as we do at home. We got to go through the same time, same everything, same warm up, same everything, same, minute by minute. And I think that kind of brings some normalcy to it, no matter where you're at. So just kind of keep them in check a little bit, and make sure that we bring a big crowd too, which does help on the road.
How's practice been this week? You had a big win on Thursday. You had a couple extra days to heal up and all that. Has practice been like you like it, focused and fast and all
No,
that?
absolutely not. No, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
So I thought it's been like it's weird, right? So you play that Thursday game.
Yeah.
I gave them Friday. We just came for like a lift and film. Saturday we did another like heavy lift and film because we're trying to like stay strong during season. Monday we come out and it's like literally all we could do is lift and film because the haboob comes in, right? So it's nasty out there. I was tasting dirt for like 2.5 hours and we were only out there 10 minutes of it. But yesterday kind of came out, hoped that we could kind of buckle in and get ready to play football. And I think, it was ups and downs, is a little bit, the practice wasn't where we wanted it to be yesterday. And it's maybe my fault for kind of giving some time off and not getting right back to work on Saturday and Friday and Saturday, but I was trying to rest our bodies because we've been grinding them. So today we got to get back to work, but yesterday wasn't where we wanted to be. Thanks for bringing that up, Dale. I was past yesterday and now you had to make me think of yesterday. I think, we had a good long talk, and sometimes that's in ear, one ear out the other, but I for this team, I feel like they do listen pretty well. Did a couple call outs again and, switched the practice schedule up a little bit, try to compete a little bit all practice, and hopefully that changes for us today.
I got a question for you because it used to bother the heck out of us when we were in Dallas, and they wouldn't give us more than 2 days off. They say you'll forget how to run power and counter and pass protection and all that if you're not here. Yeah, with 2 days. But the younger you are, sometimes that time off it can affect the kids, and then obviously the weather has had something to do with it.
Yeah, I think it does, right? So it's like humans are creatures of habit. Once you get out of your habit, especially when you're younger, like it creates bad habits, and you start to get lazy, and they're used to be on their phones more, not doing as much or being in front of the TV. And I think when you're not locked in, you're not locked in, especially as a younger kid. So I do feel like, as an adult, I'm pretty sure I'm at a fault if I get too much time. I feel like in real estate or my business, if I'm slow, then I kind of stay slow and it's hard to get going again, right? Like, so it's hard to do those things. So I think as a young man, I think it's even much harder. And the more off time you get, the easier it is to be off, right? You start to enjoy that because it is a grind.
Right.
And in pros, you're getting paid a lot of money and you better go grind. In high school, we require it and you're getting nothing but, like yelled at, right? So it's a little bit different. So I feel like it's harder to get them going, but I think they'll get going today.
Now last year I know rain came in for one practice and there happened to be one or two guys who seemed very happy about that. And you took exception to that. Did you see any rain dances on Monday or dust storm dances?
No, I didn't see, but I'll tell you what. There was a bonehead thing that was done during school, and when that happens, we run as a team, right? If one person makes a mistake, we're a team, so we run as a team, and everybody knew that we'd be running at the end of yesterday. So every 5 minutes, the kids were like telling me, like, Coach, you see that lightning over there? You see that lightning over there? Because they know if we're not on the field, we can't run as far, right? So it's like, I do feel like they were trying to get a little bit of lightning dances last night, but it didn't come through, and we had to pay some prices last night for some bonehead stuff.
Okay.
So looking back at last week, especially with your defensive side of the ball, there was a coach there that was kind of grinding your guys. They weren't getting low enough, stuff like that. Does that become a focus in practice during the week, or is that just a game time thing? And then, that does carry over, right?
Yeah, so I kind of write some notes on my phone and we kind of do a little breakdown and coaches. I think we do a pretty good job of decentralized command. So those guys are kind of in charge of their stuff. But it is one of those things I feel like we did play pretty high in many situations, offensive, defensive lines, and obviously when we're tackling too. So I feel like that was an emphasis yesterday. Which is, it's always hard. It's always hard to get these kids. I know, guaranteed, Dale, even when you're in the pros, you're probably trying to tell you stay low at all times, right? Drop the hips, do all that stuff. It's so hard because you're tired. You got pads on, and it's easier to stand up and be lazy than it is to get low and work hard, right? And that is an emphasis. We kind of worked on it a little bit yesterday. Unfortunately, our shoots got tore up from the storm and it lost a leg, so we had a 3-legged shoot, so we couldn't use that, which was the plan, and that got messed up.
Or was that a kid that maybe went out there?
It might have been a kid who went over there and bent that thing over, because nobody likes the shoots because they're never low enough and they always hit their head on the pole.
Right.
So it's like, so it's that was an emphasis yesterday, but we didn't have the shoots to be able to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I mean, at game time adjustments and stuff like that, which brings me to my next one. They had that 2.5 hour, 3 hour lightning break, and then you went out and played. And I could just speak for myself, man. It was just like, man, this is late. Your energy's out. Been a long day already. Then you had that downtime, and is there a concern, or is it just kind of just wash it off here with the way the guys played? Now, I'm not saying they played badly, but there definitely was an energy level drop as that game went on both sides, to be honest with you, and in the fan base. Yeah. Because of that long break in the middle. So is that kind of a concern going into this week for the second half? How do we keep their energy level up going? Or is it kind of a byproduct of the 2 hour layover and stuff like that?
It's a yes and no thing. I'm glad it happened, because then we can bring it up and be like, hey, you felt that? They started to have long sustained drives once we once we got a little bit tired. But I'm going to give them some grace, right? Because they're in their pads for like 6 hours, right? So they kept their pads on. They're out of their feet, out of their shoes at least, because we didn't know when we were going to start again. And then you get hype, and then you got to go inside. And then we got hype because someone told them there was time to go out, and then they had to go back inside. Yeah. And then they got hype again. So it's like the energy going up and down and up and down, and being out there in pads for 6.5 hours, 6 hours, whatever it was. That's hard to keep it going, right? That's hard as a young man. It's hard as an adult man. I was tired. I'm like, I told Ty I was so mad that he threw 2 times in a row. We had an incompletion. I'm like, can we get out of here, dude? Can we put the ball on the ground? We don't need to work on stuff right now. Put the freaking ball on the ground and let's go.
All right, that makes 2 of us.
I was tired.
Because I said that from the stands. I go, why are we throwing the football? I literally said that.
It's like, and then honestly, I was just like, put the ball on the ground. Let's go. So that's what we did the rest of the game. But yeah, I think we were all tired. I think it's hard to get energy up, energy down, energy up. And you're like hype up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I thought they did a decent job for what was thrown at them, right?
Well, what's crazy is you start talking about the time of night for these kids. And all I can think about is, I remember when I was 30, 39, 40 still playing and coming into the New York Giants locker room, glancing at the clock, it was 10:45 on a Monday night football game. And I'm like, I'm in bed by now. And we're going out for a second half.
I'm usually scrolling through like Instagram reels at this time. Like, I should not be on a football field. Yeah.
All right, so I need to know what's the hat? A couple non-SCA questions.
Yeah, fancy hats.
This is the girls' flag football hat. Yeah, this is the girls' flag football hat.
And they're going to be good this year. They're going to be
I think they're going to be real good. I think they're like, I seriously love watching them. There's a couple coaches yesterday, not to veer off track, but like they can catch the ball. They're athletic. They're fluid. Like they're not like the girls of old, man. These girls are getting such better athletes nowadays. It's awesome. I'm
gonna let you get in trouble on that one. I've been in enough trouble today. But didn't they finish? Didn't they finish high last year in the playoffs? Didn't they make a big playoff run?
I think they were a semifinal team. I think
that's
they
what
lost
I thought.
in the semifinals.
I want to say they went pretty far in the playoffs. That was
their first year.
Yeah.
All right, and then the other question, non-SCA related, the Bears finishing 3rd or 4th in the NFC North.
First.
Mike.
He says that. I've been sitting down and going through every NFL record because I'm just going to chart every game and decide who records what. It's been this huge project I've been working on, and so I've gone to, after I grade a team, I'll go and I'll search it. There are 4 or 5 national reporters saying the Bears are winning 11 games this year.
Listen, okay. Listen.
I got dinner
listen.
steak 44. They don't win 11.
Listen, okay. I can't be betting in first place for that. But listen, this is what I'm gonna say. And this is the first time after all these years that I actually believe what I'm saying. I think with Johnson, obviously the new head coach, much better. I think they took care of their interior of the offensive line, which is so important. Guard, center, guard. They upgraded. They got Tooney. They have great players now. I think Caleb, with better coaching, he's got everyone around him, and I think our defense is formidable. So I do think they're going to compete with everybody. I do feel like they're first or second, most likely second, but I think they're a playoff team this year. I do. And I think Caleb Williams, as much as I'm not a fan of some of the theatrics and the finger painting and all that stuff, hey, man, as long as you go ball and you stop worrying about that stuff and start playing football, I think he could be pretty dang good. I do.
So my question is, I know you probably got Bears friends and text threads and all that. Do you guys have a bet on what color fingernail polish he's wearing for the first game?
No. But you know what? I honestly, this is how I kind of relate things. I'm big into football cards now, which is super nerdy, right? I buy and sell football cards. Caleb Williams cards are skyrocketing right now. Yeah. So that means the market for him is good and people are going to think he's going to have a good year overall. It's like the stock market. So watch. Caleb's going to have a huge year. Huge
Hype is expectations is a deadly thing, Coach. Just remember that.
It is. It actually really is. And I think, not many people think like you said, the media, there's only 4 or 5. Not many people think they're going to be good. I think they're going to surprise.
I have them at 8 wins when I did my exercise, with everybody.
I'll do the over under on that. I'll take that all day with you for dinner. I will take that all day with you.
Over
taco,
8.
You get whatever you want at
over
Senior
8.
Taco.
All right. Yeah.
Easy. I'm in.
You know what? Yeah, I won't. She won't shame me for the other tacos or nothing. I'm gonna go full soft tacos.
You get whatever you want.
$6
no
a pop. All right, so you say over 8.
What is 8 a push? Is 8 a push?
8. We'll say 8's a push.
8's a push. I'll take it. I'll take it. Senior Taco. I'm shaking.
I gotta move over. I'm shaking. Yeah, let's do it. I mean,
I will not do steak 44.
But I'm not going to say they're going to make the playoffs because of the wild card situation and stuff like that. But they should be improved. Coaching, whether you say it or not, and you probably know this, or you're going to at least take credit for it, but coaching's bigger in football than people give it credit for. A bad coach will ruin a team. And how many times do you see it where a coach leaves and then all of a sudden you get good for a year or two because with the same players and things like that? So I think the coach is going to make a big difference, there.
I do too. I think coaching is, people kind of don't credit as much as possible. I think Dale probably knows when you had Jimmy, who was awesome, right? You had Barry, and all of a sudden you guys kind of went down after Barry with the leftovers, right? So you can tell the difference, right? But I think coaching it's a huge part of the game because it's half the time it's not skill set. It's just how you get the culture to work together. That's the big thing.
Are you watching the Cowboys Netflix special?
I need to watch it because I've seen Kendall's put 30 pictures. I gotta get out there and watch it. I haven't had much time to watch it.
I feel like I've watched it with how much posts she's put up there.
I know. I saw a big Dale in the background looking like a behemoth. I love it, dude. I love when the games are on and he's the first one down there and everybody else makes a tackle, and I always see Dale go and tap the guy who got tackled just to get in there.
Jump on the piles and assist, baby.
Yeah, you got to make sure he's down, Mike. Right? You got to tap on the shoulder, make sure he's down.
An ankle or something. He's like, I love it though. He was usually the first one down there. The big old dude, cowboy collar on, or what did you have? A neck roll or a cowboy collar? I think it was a neck roll.
No, it was a neck roll. We didn't have cowboy
big
collar
old
back
foam
then.
thing coming out like it was a beautiful thing. Just a beautiful man.
Hey, good luck this week.
Yeah, it's
thank you.
On a Friday night, right?
Yeah, Friday night, finally, normal Friday night. And then next week we go to retreat and it's a Saturday. Next Wednesday will probably be tough for me to
I was gonna actually text you later or call you, so I was gonna say don't big time me. Because I wanted to get that schedule down and everything so we know what we do, because I knew that was coming up and whatnot. So we'll get that figured out, and then I have some huddle questions. I want to make sure I don't ruin your guys' film with what my plans are here with it. So.
Just don't write on it.
Yeah, I just told him that. He's going. I was going to start.
They'll be putting notes on it. All of a sudden, it's like with notes on it.
I know, right? So no, I'll just confirm some things with, because I had these plans. I was all doing it, and I'm like, I better make sure that I'm not the only one that can see this because I was like stupid coach decision right here on the screen. And, I can't.
This is wrong right here. What are they doing here?
At the end, you'll see me go, why are you throwing the football? It's 11:15 at night.
Fair. It's good because we asked the same thing, so I did. So it's good.
By the way, scoreboard. I know that was a temporary one. Holy cow! The money at SCA must be nice there, Mike.
Wait till you see. I'll send you a video of the new. Like we got the new one's kind of like up. So it didn't get totally done right.
Yeah.
It started to get put in on Monday, so they brought the other one. That thing is, I honestly, I think it's the biggest and best in the valley now, and it was like a dream of mine. It was. I think Dale's knows I was talking about it. I don't know why. Like I just want SCA to be the place to be and have the best possible things for these kids. So it's 20 feet by 16 feet, and it's 1.3 million bulbs. It is a gigantic HD TV, and it finally got going last night. The video is so clear. Like, it's almost absurd. Like, people are going to be like, oh, these people in Scottsdale. But you know what? Like, we raised a lot of money. There's businesses that help us out. There's sponsorships. So it's
till your field goal kicker kicks one right into the front of it there and blows out half the bowl.
I'll kill him. So I think I actually had a talk with the school. I'm like, we need to protect an asset. Probably put a net up around there. Figure it out.
Yeah, well, because you kicked. I think it was Pima kicked one and went into the neighbor's yard. So when somebody's climbing a fence, Dale, to go get a ball back from the neighborhood.
I know the kid goes, "Where do I go get that?" I'm like, "Yeah, jump the fence. Just don't get shot." So yeah, you're fine.
But the temporary one, because they were doing a graphic there on, graphic of Pima and in Scottsdale Christian and doing a graphic there. And I was just like, this is going to be nice if this is going to be anywhere near that. And most importantly, a lot of schools have stuff where you can't read like the down and distance and stuff like that. And it's big enough. It was bright enough that you could see all that. So it is going to look sharp. So give you some credit on that as well. And give you a hard time for the price of that bad boy.
I deserve it all. I deserve it all, especially the hard time on everything.
Good luck this weekend. I'm not going to make it out there. That's my car will not make it out there and back in with one charge. That's fair. I got to go out.
Well, you see, it's probably true. You got to stop. That's why I get a gas guzzler, man. If the apocalypse happens, I'll just have to pick you up. I'll be out in the middle of the desert, and everybody else in these little EV things will be on the side of the road with a thumb up, and I'll just wave with my gas.
I know. I'll be out to bar Ethan's car to get out there and everything.
The power's out of my house.
Just wave as we go by.
Yeah. No, I got to go to Desert Ridge this weekend and support those guys with their new head coach over there and their Palm squad for family reasons. So, but I'll check it out. I'll see it all on the Huddle app and whatever. But I'll talk to you later on. Have a good game this week. And man, you guys are getting rid up all over the place after last week. So you keep playing like that, it'll keep. Even with the big boys playing, you guys will still get a lot of love if you keep playing like that. So,
I think so. I think we got a chance to do something special. So I think people want to kind of watch it a little bit, right? So,
yeah, they're welcome on the bandwagon right behind me.
Good luck.
I love it. Let's go. Hey, we'll take them all because they drop off fast as soon as you start to lose. So we'll take the run now.
Well, that's true. So, that is very true. We'll see you next week, or we'll talk later on and get the schedule. But otherwise, have a good week. All right.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you.
See ya. Have a good one.